book with things organized in a compact fashion. Okay, so we have tried to understand from basics all the way to joins, okay, and unions. We tried group by, having, and some others. And I have given the assignments, and it's very good that I'm really happy to see the turnaround. So you watch a tremendous work, and I must appreciate your enthusiasm. Please keep it up. And some of you have shared some pictures. So instead of pictures, you should have shared some text format so that some other people can copy them and try them on their system. But instead of that, if you just share some notes or something, other people won't be able to copy those things and try. So having picture has one advantage and one disadvantage. So text written or text present inside an image won't allow you to copy, but that is a good thing. You have to see, you have to understand each and every single clause or keyword, and you have to type accordingly. So it will give you better chance to apply your attention. So if you are focused, you can learn from there. Anyway, I have taken much of your time. So here, we see cases and all other things like constraints, lot of things, primary key, foreign key, check, auto increment, okay? And foreign key, different types of constraints, null, not null, okay? So the thing is that I know some of the SQL developers, so they don't remember all the stuff, because remembering everything syntactically is really very tough, even for some people who have been in the field for like 4, 5, 6 years, even 10 years, okay? So why? And if a single person cannot understand that many things, how he creates a database table, applies some conditions, goes with some constraints. So you have to understand the logic. First thing, I'm going to tell you about the primary key. Why do we need a primary key? So that every record can be recognized uniquely. Think of a table, student ID. Student table. Okay, let me go there and quickly insert a table. Okay, yeah, only a few. Okay, student ID. Student ID. Okay, name, class. Okay, address, and phone number. Okay, so here student ID 001, and the next one is 002. Like that. So this is the unique identifier. And based on that, you can recognize that student here, like John, okay? And that student ID is unique to John only, okay? So not any other student is going to have this ID, okay? So that means here student ID is a unique identifier. And everything here in this record or row is related and tied to this student ID. Okay, that means this is the unique identifier that represents everything. So now think of a situation when a student is not having a student ID. Is it possible? No, it's very unlikely. Whenever a student gets admitted to a grade in a school, he or must be assigned a student number or student ID. Okay, at the time of admission, he must be given. If he doesn't have a student, he is not considered to be a student. Okay, so that is a mandatory field. You have to give some values. Okay, so this is primary key, and you have to give some values. There's a restriction. You cannot leave it empty. So here, student ID can be considered as primary key. Primary key, PK, I'm writing it here, PK, and cannot be left blank. That means it is a primary key and it's not null. It cannot be left null. You must input some values. Okay, and how the value looks like, whether it's going to be a number or any other things, that is defined by the database administrator, okay, at the time of data modeling. So data modeling takes care of everything, what each of the columns should contain, or whether these numbers are auto increment or not, whether you can put null values, or whether you can have some condition, like you can have this from 001 to 100. That means you cannot go beyond that. Okay. So like that. So there are a lot of restrictions, a lot of constraints, limitations, or obligation you have to meet. So I'm going to show you one thing. I'm logging into MySQL Workbench. Okay. Here. Okay. So now that let's connect it to class. Okay. So here you see all the databases. Here you see the stack of disks. You see all these are databases. So now once you open MySQL Workbench, you see batch 14 has been highlighted here. That means it is by default connected to batch 14. So now I want to connect to this world database. So what I need to do, I need to right click, and you see there's an option like connect. What is that? Can you please see? Okay. Load spatial data, select schema, table, option, alter, search, refresh. There must be an option. I am not sure what it is, but it used to be there. Search, refresh, alter, create schema. Okay, import wizard, export wizard. Okay. If not a problem. You can go there and write a SQL thing like use world. Okay, and at the end semicolon and press Ctrl. Now you see world has been highlighted. Okay, so I think there is a way. Establish connection. Okay, but I'm not going to go there right now. So here I'm going to show you one thing. Okay, so okay, now this world database has these tables. You see tables, batch 15, city, country, test 1, test 2, or whatever. Okay, so tables are actual data objects that contain data, and from that you can have another temporary data object known as views. Okay, you can create views. Okay, my view. Okay, this is one of the views. Okay, these are temporary representation of data. For example, if you have performed a query from millions of records and you're trying to figure out the top 100 records for a particular criteria, so now you can save this as a view. So view will temporarily store that and it will be there. So that whenever you need it, you don't have to perform query over 100 million records. Okay, you will get it right at your hand. It will be handy. So now I am going to create a table under world database. Can you see that, everyone? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so now if I right click there, table, and you see create table. Okay, create table. Okay, so now here let's say I'm going to create a table name is students. Okay, and you see the schema. The schema is nothing but the database. You see world database. Okay, so now I would like to add some columns. So the name of the table will be students, and now I'm going to add a column. But here you see column name. If I click there, it will allow me to do some manual inputs of the column headers. So like student ID, student underscore ID. Now you see all these constraints you can see here. Okay, if possible, please take a picture of this. Okay. Okay, so here you see that PK, that is primary key. Okay, if you want to set student ID as primary key, you must, okay, select this. Okay, now it has been highlighted. So what type of data? Integer type of data. That means you can include numbers only. You can include numbers only. Okay, and how many numbers you want to set? Like 3. Within a pair of parentheses, set 3. Okay, so now you can add some comment here. Okay, not a problem. So this is the first column. Okay, now if you want to add another column, you see, if you just click here or just right, just click just below student ID. So click there, student name. Okay, it's a variable character. Okay, so now it is already we have already declared primary key here, and primary key by default not null. Okay, that has been applied. So variable, okay, character. So now you see I'm trying to click here, but it is not taking up because primary key is just one column. Okay, usually one column, but you can see student ID, student name can be primary key. Okay, for that particular column. So I'm taking it off. And what I'm going to do, I'm trying to set student ID as a primary key. You see, primary key, not null. For student ID, if you want to set some unique values, you see UK, unique value or unique index, you select that one. So it will not allow the same student name for that particular column. Okay, now come to the other one. Okay, it's binary column. Honestly, I don't have any idea about binary column. I never used that. Okay, you just please look into that, what it means and how it works. And another one is unsigned data type. Okay, so unsigned and signed data type, let me tell you one thing. Okay, so for example, here I can have a number like 100. Okay, let's say this is a Fahrenheit. Okay, CHIT. Okay, Fahrenheit, 100 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, during summertime in Texas. Okay, but during winter time in New York, it may go like -14. Okay, so here before 100 there is nothing, but there is a theoretical plus. Okay, but for negative values we must explicitly declare like that. So these are the signs. Okay, so these are the signs. So what are the signs here? So the signs here, plus and minus. Okay, so any value that is likely to have plus and minus values, negative and positive ranges, these are known as signed values. Okay, signed values. Okay, so here, okay, so here you can use unsigned value. Okay, that means any other number that other than positive and negative numbers are unsigned values. Okay, so now you see ZF. ZF means zero fill. Okay, ZF means zero fill. Zero fill. Okay, for example, there is a column, salary column. Okay, so if you want to put 00 for everyone, okay, unless you put a real value like $10,000 or $2,500, okay, by default the value will be set to 0. Okay, you can replace that value with some other things. Okay, so now, okay, zero fill. Okay, zero fill. Okay, now AI, auto increment. If you want to add something by auto increment, you can set auto increment. That means in that column, every row will contain the incremental value. Okay, now G, the last one, generated column. If you want to generate a column by applying this and by applying some other condition, you can do that. Also, you can apply some expression. Okay, all right, so I have now got student name. Okay, student ID, student name, student address. Okay, and let's say I want to instead of address, okay, fine. Student zip, okay, it's five, always 5 digits, okay. So instead of variable character, let's double click here and you'll say data type. Let me set integer, okay, and only 5 because zip4 usually 5 character long, okay. So now finally contact number, student contact number, okay. So yes, the contact number could be anything, okay. So now let me press apply. You see primary key, not null, unique, zero field, unsigned, generated, auto increment, binary. So binary, I think binary is to capture, to keep pictures, audios, and videos there, okay. So let me apply this one, and now you see we get the SQL generated by the SQL workbench itself. So I'm copying this one, okay, copy, okay, apply, okay. So now finish. So, and again, let me take this off, and here inside there you see students table should be there, okay. The student table should be, so this is the table that has just been created. Okay, so now what we got this create table, okay, table name, this database name, table name, student ID, you see, integer, it's not null, okay. I think I clicked primary key again, okay. Here you see primary key has been applied to student ID and student address. If you want to take student zip, oh, okay, everything, okay, not a problem. So I can take all these off, okay. So yeah, not a problem, yeah. So, and here unique index, okay, student name unique, student name ascending and visible. Okay, what is happening here? Okay, student name is unique. Okay, okay, unique, for unique student name should be there. Student ID, student address, column, student contact. Okay. Well, let's keep it as it is and we can see. Okay. So how it looks like. Okay, so select all from students. I'm taking all the things off. Okay. Semicolon, and if I run this one, you see that these are all null. Student ID, student name, student address, student zip, column, contact. Okay. So now you see that students column 2, we don't need this one. Okay. So how can we drop it? So we need to run alter table column so that we can drop it. Okay. So if we don't want to run that, we can make changes by, you see there is a range or a speller sign, okay. You should go there, and from here you go and column 12, okay. So here you can take it off, okay, just delete everything and apply, and also these things, this thing, and apply. So student column 12 will be gone. So now we don't see that. Apply. Here apply and apply. I'm not sure why student ID failed. There was an error while SQL in the database. Okay, not a problem. Let's see. Okay, data type, everything should be removed, because for any null table or any null column, we should not have any value. Okay, revert, apply. Again, okay, so here, alter table, okay, students, okay, drop column. This is students column 2, okay, students column 2. students okay, let me run this one. Okay, students. So and here we can comment this out. Okay, that means we don't want to run this one, so we have to place 2 dash before the SQL statement. So this is a way we can take part of this not executable. Okay, this part will not run. Okay, select all from student. So now again here, this is the, you see the color has changed. That means this part will not run if I execute this query. Okay, if I run this query, nothing will happen. Okay, you see just you see the schema. Okay, and another thing, you can use it before the statement or at the statement. How? Okay, where name equals James or John. Okay, so you can take this part off. Okay, sometimes you need to do that. Okay, or limit 10. Okay, you just copy this one. Okay, limit 10 usually comes at the last. Not here all the way. Okay, sorry. The students where name equals John, now limited. Okay, so like that. Okay. So now we want to remove the column. Okay, so here alter table students drop column. I think we should give this one and this one. Okay. Student is not valid at this position.
The column is already removed.
I'm sorry?
When you done it by manually, it already removed from the table, the student column 2.
Column 2 should go like this, okay? But not sure, it's not happening. Okay, here you can alter table, okay? Alter, if you run alter table column, you will see something like this. And from here you can take this column off. I think I don't see it anymore. I think it has already been dropped. Student column, yeah, it has already been dropped. You see column 2 is no longer there. Yeah, I don't see it. I think it has already been dropped. Okay, so we can check whether it has dropped already or not. You can see the log here, and you see apply changes to the student. Okay, no changes detected, no changes detected, no changes detected. Okay, and apply changes, change applied. Okay, changes to the student applied. So wherever you see with green tick mark, that means these have done. And for changes have been attempted, but it was not successful or it didn't work. You see the exclamation sign. And for any query or anything, so that marked with a red cross mark, that is the query didn't successfully run, and you'll see some details on that. Okay, and also you can see the error codes. So based on the error codes, you can search for some solutions. Okay, so my purpose was here to show you how you can write a complex thing, how we can design things by simply using that query builder. Okay, so here right click, and if you want to create table or something, okay, you can go from there. Okay, create table, and now right click create table. Okay, so it will take you here. These are one way. Also, you can run a very simple query like create table, name of the table employee. Okay, now employee ID, EID, okay, integer like 5 character long, okay, name, string. So here instead of string we shall use variable character varchar 35 character long, okay, and here, okay. So now if you want to set this employee ID as not null, you can go for that, not null, okay, and yes. So if you run this one from here, okay, you see a table should get created. Okay, let's see whether this table has been created or not. So the name of the table is that, okay, and we can go and check how the table was created. Show create table, okay, and show create table, name of the table employees, okay. You see now the statement how we designed it. Okay, so here create table employee ID 5 not null, name varchar 35, okay, default null, so and all other information. So you can see here. Okay, so this is a way with a combination of writing SQL statements or using the interface query builder, you can do the things. Okay, so for query builder, if you have this thing, okay, data beaver, you can take help of that. Okay, so it is a tool that connects each and every single data platform. Okay, so you can run your query and everything. Okay, so it has a lot of functions and it has very good integration capabilities. Okay, SQL editor, you can go here, run, execute, everything. Okay, so data beaver is one of the very popular and easiest tool. Okay, data beaver, or if you don't like, you can work with these. Okay, MySQL Workbench, so that is very popular and handy, and it's a product from Oracle Corporation. And another thing is that let me show you if possible. So you can take advantage of Toad tool. Okay. So Toad tool. Okay, Toad is a database management software, and it's very easy and handy. So let me show you a picture of it. Okay, so it's a licensed product. Okay, so you see, okay, here you can see the interface, all the connections, all the databases, all the tables, and everything. Okay, so you're likely to use it in your real workplace, and it can connect to any type of database servers like MySQL server, MS SQL server, Oracle, Teradata, DB2, so anything. Okay, it supports a number of languages. Well, any question? I was just taking you here and there. So far, any question?
So in real world, what tool do we use actually in Hadoop machine system? Well,
so Hadoop is not an isolated tool or platform. So you have to bring data from other sources, because Hadoop is a tool. You have to feed data into a Hadoop system. So how are you going to get data? Can you generate a million of data records by yourself? No, it's not possible. You have to get data from other sources. Okay, so the data can come from user interactions. So if users create an account, perform some activities, click here and there, so you can capture the data. Okay, for stock exchange, you can get data. From web applications, you can get data. So databases are generally coming from either database server, where the data is generated through user interactions, or you can get streaming data from some web applications or some streaming sources. For example, I have an application and using that, I'm sending out some business emails to millions of people that I'm going to, for example, Best Buy. All of you receive some emails from Best Buys, okay? And if you open it and if you see that a laptop is being sold at very cheaper price, like $400, you're getting 16 GB of RAM, 1 terabyte of hard disk space, and it's an Intel system. So you're likely to click to learn more about that. And as soon as you have clicked it, all your clicking actions will be recorded and sent back to the Best Buy server. Okay, they will capture it, and over there they will analyze the trend. How many people are interested in these things? At what time the people are looking into that? What is the best marketing time? If someone sends out an email just at midnight or 3 a.m., it's really a chance that you will come up, wake up and see who sent the mail. So by analyzing your user activity, they keep track of every single activity that you are performing there. Okay, so you are generating a lot of data and they capture everything. Another example, when you create an Amazon, sometimes Amazon advises like that. Well, if you download the mobile app, okay, and use it, you'll get $10 of Amazon credit. So you say that Amazon is so generous that he's giving $10 to you and thousands or millions of people for free. So if it gives away $10 for 1 million of people, so how big the amount would be? But is Amazon really that generous? No. So once you download the app, so your each and every single activity, your searches, your browsing activities, your location data, your personal information, all will be sent to the Amazon server. They will perform some analytics. If you send a text message or someone is wishing you a happy birthday, that particular text will be captured, and based on that, they will send out some promotions that this could be a birthday gift and things like that. So this is how the world is being driven by data. Okay, I am taking a lot of outside things to discuss. Sorry for that. Okay. Well, so firstly, my question to all of you: do we have some basic understanding about SQL? Do you know what it is? And are we ready to at least run these commands like select star from customers or select star from products? Can we do that?
Yes.
Anyone?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. And not only that, you can do some more advanced things. And honestly speaking, with these 4 or 5 sessions, it is not possible to have good understanding of SQL. But together, we have seen the path, where to proceed and where to get more information. So based on that, we will be moving forward. Okay. So I have just tried to introduce you the ABC of SQL, but there is a long way ahead of us. We'll be learning more. Okay. So with this very basic idea of SQL, we are going to use it in Hadoop environment. Okay, so that is why I'm going to take you to that place. Okay, so Hadoop has a special service or tool known as Hive. Okay, so Hive, you see the structure of Hive. Okay, Beehive, for example, Beehive. Okay, so if you think that this is Beehive, so do you some similarities? Are these cells inside these organized or structured, or it is randomly placed here and there?
It's organized.
This is organized, okay? And it's structured. You see, there is, like, if you think of these, all these cells are in a single line, this way, or even this way, okay? Or even this way. So that means there is a well structured form here. Okay, so from that, the Hadoop engineers took the name Hive. Okay, so Hive works with or on structured data only. Structured data only. Okay, it cannot do anything on unstructured or semi-structured data. Okay. Okay. So remember that partly it works on semi-structured data. We can learn that later. Okay, for complex type of data, but generally it works with structured data only. Okay. So why Hive was introduced? So Hive was introduced so that I think it was developed in Yahoo. So Yahoo experienced a huge spike in the volume of data early 2000s, 2006, 7 or 3 that time. So they were capturing huge amount of structured data. Okay, but to perform query with regular SQL, it took much long time. This is why they tried to implement a solution that they are going to run a SQL query that can work on a very big volume of data and generate results at a much faster speed. From there, they introduced Hive. So Hive is an analytical tool of the Hadoop ecosystem. Okay, can you see my screen, everyone? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so for analytical tool, okay, that means it can perform analysis only, okay? It can perform analysis only, okay? Okay, so it's a tool for online analytical processing. Okay, it's a tool for online analytical processing. Okay, processing. So all that it can do, you have some records, you can perform some query like select all from customers where city equals London. Okay, select top 5 products from product table, limit 10 or something. So, but it cannot modify the data. Okay, so these are the two things you have to remember. It can perform analysis only, cannot modify data. Okay, data cannot be modified using Hive. Okay, that means you're given with some amount of data and you're looking into what is in there. Nothing. No changes can be made. Okay, and it can work on batch data or historical data. Historical data means data from the history. Okay, yesterday's New York Stock Exchange transaction data. Okay, that ended at 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., no transaction happened. The transaction started at 9 a.m. all the way to 5 p.m. So in between that, lot of changes has been made. But just after 5:01 p.m., all the transaction has been frozen. No changes could be made for the particular date. So this type of data is known as batch data. Okay, and the unit of batch is the entire business day or working day. Okay, and historical data, for example, US census data for the year 1995. Okay, for that time period, no changes could be made. The number of people remain the same, the number of income, the gender ratio, the lifespan, okay, county-wise population, everything remains unchanged. Okay, because those are written in history. So Hive can perform its action only on base data or historical data. Okay. Now, another thing, I already told you from very beginning that Hive has 3 essential elements or components. What are those? Anyone?
Scope is one of them, is it?
No, no.
Yarn, MapReduce, and
Yeah.
HDFS.
Yes, that is the thing. So, yes, that's the point. So, HDFS is the distributed file system. That means it's a folder. You can keep data in there. Okay? Right?
Yes.
Okay. And another one is without processing, the data has no meaning, right? So, you have to process the data. So, who is component of Hadoop processes data? Is it Yarn? Is it HDFS? Which part of Hadoop? Which part of Hadoop processes data?
MapReduce.
Right. Okay. And Yarn manages the resources, how much memory, how much space, how much cores, and everything to process the data. That means Yarn provides the power to process data. Okay. So it is MapReduce. Okay, the processing framework. In Hadoop. Okay. So whenever you run a Hive query, what it does, it triggers MapReduce job in the background. Okay, and processes data. Okay, when you run a Hive query, okay, a MapReduce job gets triggered in the background. Okay, gets triggered, of course, in the background. Okay, so you have to remember that. Okay, since Hive works on structured data only, so it uses a kind of SQL language. Okay, Hive uses a kind of SQL language. SQL itself is a language. Okay, SQL itself is a language. Okay, so and we call it Hive query language. Okay. That is SQL. Okay. And this Hive query language is similar to, like 90% similar to SQL itself. Okay. So everyone, any question or confusion or anything on these few points? Anyone has? I want to hear from you, brothers.
I think there is one more functionality that's Hive got. Hive's data is immutable.
I cannot hear you properly. Please speak louder and.
I think there is one more functionality on Hive, that Hive's data is immutable.
That has been already told.
Cannot modify.
It has already been told that it cannot modify data. Okay, and any data that cannot be modified, any data that cannot be modified is a immutable data. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Immutable data. Okay, no changes could be made to data using Hive. But was that your point or anything else?
Yes, that was my point.
Okay, fine. Okay. So for those who don't have access to Cloudera, so there is an alternative solution to Cloudera, that is DemoHue. Okay, so please take note of this website, DemoHue. Okay, you see here. Go there. Okay, you can use this site, demo.gethue.com. Okay, everybody please go there. HTTPS // or I'm sharing in the chat window. Everybody, please have this one. Okay. Yes. And please hold on a second. And here, if you go there, you will see a page like this. And you see one thing. Okay, welcome to the HIVE demo. The credential is username demo, password demo. Okay. So I'm signing in here. Okay. So now you will get Hive here. Okay. Okay. So here you will see a lot of processing and analytical things that comes with Hadoop. Okay. And you see Hive here. Do you see Hive here, everyone?
Yes.
Of the editor. Okay. If you click here, the editor, you see Hive here. Okay. So it doesn't require any configuration or anything. Now, again, go to demo.gethive.com. Since I have already logged in, I can see the page. Everyone, please make sure that you are on the same page. Hello.
Yes, but I am on the same page too.
Okay. So anyone else is having problem accessing that page?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay. So now I have to select Hive. Okay. Okay, so we see Hive here, and you see, so this is a hybrid thing, a combination of an elephant and a honeybee. These two make up Hive. Okay, so I'm going back to my SQL system here. Okay, now the first command I can run here is show databases. Kiki database আছে সেটা আমরা দেখবো. Show databases. Okay. Now I hit enter. So now I see the name of the database. You see all these names of the database can be seen. ABC, batch 14, consumers, course data, customer BD, demo, ending with world. We see all the available databases. Okay. Okay. So now let's run the same command here. Show databases, and you see the prompts, it is already automatically showing up, but at the end you have to place a semicolon. Everyone, you have to give a semicolon at the end. Okay, now I'm running this, executing this one, and you see the name of the databases. Okay, you see all these are databases, default, students, test, or whatever. Okay, so you see the similarity between SQL query and SQL. That means SQL and SQL are the same, more or less the same. Okay, and here you understand this database stack of disks. Okay, going there, you see DL. So all these are databases. Okay, so now I wanted to connect to like MyDB, my database. Okay. So in order to connect, I have to use this keyword, use MyDB. Now you see this will be highlighted. Okay, now you see this has been highlighted, MyDB. So now MyDB has been highlighted. Okay, so I want to connect to, let's say, Gilton. Okay, so now going there and perform what? Use Gilton. Okay, Gilton. Use Gilton. Okay. Okay, now if I run this one, I'll see the connection has been made. And you see that green bar. Okay, that green bar means that the query was successful. You see again. Okay, you see this green bar, that means the query has been successful. Okay, so now I'm going there. Okay, so my DB has been connected and I want to see the tables, show tables. Okay, enter. So now no table. Okay, so I need to use like word. Use word. Okay, again, so use word. It should have a connection has been established. Okay, now show tables. So we see these are the tables inside world, country, city, and everything. All right, so here show tables. Okay, you see show tables. Now at the end semicolon, I'm running this one. Okay, now green. Now we see book.csv, central, depot wise, decimal, depot, and everything. Okay, so a lot of things. Test.csv, many files have been loaded. Okay, so let's check books_csv. Okay, so these are table name. These are all table name. See table name. Okay, so now I want to see. Select. Start from table name book CSV. Okay, so at the end semicolon, if I run this one, let's see. Okay, empty result set. That means it doesn't have anything. Okay, not a problem. So again, show tables. Okay, books, decimal. Okay, let's try this one. Select all from. Yeah, okay, you see some values have been loaded. Okay, so you see the payment number, and this is the table number dot column number, column headers. Okay, and you see, okay, and balance, so everything. So now you want to see how many records are there, so you go there and perform the count operation. Count of star. Okay, now run this one. How many records are there? Okay. So there are 32 records. Okay, and there is no column headers. Okay, because we don't set any column. Okay, alias total records. Okay, run this one again. Okay, there are 32 records, total records. You see the way I wanted to see it. Okay, so here query history. You see all the queries that I run is there. Okay, and check. That means these are fine. And before I was there, load data in path. Somebody loaded this table. Okay, these records. Okay, and we don't need to run it. Okay, I'm going back, stopping the process. Okay, and you see the tables looks like table. You see here, and the databases like disk of. It's kind of a number of disks overlapped one another. Okay, I'm refreshing the page. I don't need to run it. So this is just for demo version. Okay, you won't be able to run any big query here because this is not designed to do that. Okay, so use what database we want to see through Hive. No? Yes, Hive. So select count as records. Okay, yeah. So let me click this one and you'll see if I click that query, it will be there. Okay, for example, I want to run some query from here, from this table. Okay, up to that, select count from here, and if I double click that, so the name will be there. Okay, and you see insert, add cursor, or open in editor. Okay, so here you will see the name. You see automatically the name will appear here. Limit 100. Okay, if I run this one, you'll see these records. Okay, so now you can do any type of things. Okay, and here you see your query return this result set, and if you want to visualize this, okay, there are built-in options so that you can visualize these things. Okay, so I'm not sure if it is there or not, but okay, chart. Click, look here. It's not bringing anything. Okay, unknown error occurred because many people are playing around this. Okay, central depot. Okay, this one. Okay, this table. Okay, limit up. End of line, something error. Okay. Okay, this is from default table. Okay. Okay. So now we see everything. So if you want to visualize or in a tabulated form, so what you can do, you can go there and there is an option chart. Okay. So here, if you want to see bar chart, okay, you can go and perform chart. Actually, this will not allow to visualize this. But if it were a real Hadoop environment, so you can generate different types of charts like bar, scatter plot, and all other things. Okay. So now, I think yes, it's coming up. Yeah. So it showed up. Okay. Now you see. It took some time, I think. That's why. Okay, stacked. Okay. So you see some values are showing up here. Okay. So you can do that. Okay. And you can perform execution analysis, like how long the query has been done, what are the steps of MapReduce and everything. Well, so here you can perform some built-in functions. You see built-in functions. Okay, so for example, you can perform date function. Okay, yes. So current date. Okay, so if you copy and run here current underscore date. Okay, select current date. Select current date. Okay, and I think we need to pause this and run. Okay, now you see the date. Okay, today's date. So please try it. So there are a lot of functions, analytical functions, average. Okay. Okay, so select average. Okay, average and column name like 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's run this one. Okay, if not, you can get from here. I'm going to show you. What is the last command we run? This one, right? Yeah. Okay. Select all from. Okay. Select all from default, and you see there are a lot of things coming up. Okay, deposit, balance, interest, funds. Okay, increase, balance. Okay, now we want to see the average of balance. Okay, so here dot balance. Okay, let me copy this one. Okay. Okay, here select, I'm copying this one. Instead of that, the function was average function, you see here, and inside that balance, okay, from default.csv. Okay, so let me run this one and see what is happening. Okay, so the average balance is this month for the record. So when you want to get an average like this one, for example, these are numbers. To get the average, you have to select all the columns, okay, and divide by the number of records. sum of these divided by the number of items. Here, number of values. That means it takes care of all the individual records, this field, this field, this field, and all the fields. This is why we call this as aggregate function. Aggregate function looks into each and every single value of the column and gives you an output. If you want to get the sum, you can get that average, minimum, maximum. Each of the single values will be compared to get the minimum value or the maximum value. Okay. So like if you want to get the sum, okay, you see sum here. Okay, sum. Okay, run this again. So running. Okay, sum. So you see all these things. Okay, average, collect, max, mean, and every single value. So here, max, mean, percentile, okay, and count, average. So not all the functions. And if you want to see the standard deviation for population, so if you have some idea about statistics, you can run this standard deviation of population, standard deviation for samples, variance. So this could be a part of analysis of variance, population variance, sample variance. Okay, so these are part of the aggregation function, you see, and general functions contain sum, okay, and between. We use the between. So select all from orders table where order dates between January 1st to June 30th. So we can use that as well, okay. We can apply case. We can get the day of week for a particular date, okay. So there are a lot of things, and many of the things I am not aware of because not all these things are usually used. Or you see like, in, okay. So not, or, are like, square, count, okay, standard deviation. So, and when, all these things. And for analytics, you see, okay, cumulative distribution, okay, dense rank, okay, entile, percentage ranks, okay. For collections, you see arrays, key value pair, map. I'll try to explain these key value pairs and maps and arrays as well. So here, array, map, okay, struct type. And for conditional, you see, you can use qualis, not null, is null, is not null. So NPL. Yesterday, I could not complete all the things like NPL is null. I can show you here. Null function. If null, is null, qualis, and NPL. So these are very easy functions. Don't get panicked. These are very easy functions. So you can use the same functions here. Is not null, is null, null if, NPL, okay? For date function, current date, timestamp, okay? Date difference, okay? That means you have 9/12/2098 and another date 1/12/2002. So how many days are in between there? You can check. Okay, day. Okay, so here if you pass a date, okay, see there are examples. You see how it works. You see, if you give a date like 1970, 11, okay, and this one, so it will give you the particular date. Okay, I think I can copy it. Yeah, I can copy it. I am going to show you. Yes. So, for example, that what was the day for 12/31/2002? You can get the date, hour, last date, minute. All these are function related. Mathematical functions, absolute value, cosine, okay, sine, tangent value, binary. So all these things, seal, floor, okay. So not all these many things are required for general purpose activities, but Hive has these many functions, okay. If any function that is not present here, you can add a function that is known as user defined functions, okay. You can add it here, user defined functions, okay. So you can add it here, okay. So basically what I wanted to show you here, just give an idea about what to work on a Hive and how to run some queries. So that is my purpose. So here you see this, we are doing a lot of similar type of things, database activities like MySQL, Phoenix SQL, Trino, PressSQL, Flink, Hive, KSQL DB, Dask, Spark SQL, a lot of things, okay. So these are all similar, and it gives us some idea about the Hive user experience, okay. That's why we call it HIVE. HIVE means Hive user experience. User experience. Okay, so over here we can run different types of analytical things, okay, and all are more or less similar to SQL or SQL-like. You see all these things. Over here you can add files, okay. You can add files, you can check the documents, you can add a file. But here, this is not the real environment. You can do that, but you can see and go through what is in there. User Hive warehouse. This is the default directory for Hive. So I'll show you, okay, how it looks like and how to run in real environment. Any questions or anything? Hello, hi. Are you all?
No question there.
Hello.
So many things, so I have to like practice.
Yes. Yes, hi. Like what I'm discussing is like this is a fishing rod, this is a fishing hook, this is a bait. You go to a lake and try to put down the bait. After kneading it over the hook, wait for some time, you can catch a fish. But in real time, you have to tackle the situation. You have to understand the real thing, what is happening, how to catch a real fish. Okay, so I will try to give you some basic about this thing. I'll show you how to create buckets, how to create partitions, how to do some ranking. Okay, all these basic things. So please go and move forward. Please don't stay where we have discussed. Okay, please go further and beyond. This is why I have always been requesting you to be participatory. Okay, no one has asked any question about Hadoop or anything else. Brother, don't you think of these things, why this is happening, how this is happening? I have a lot of questions. I want to post it in the group. But since I don't see any activity, I'm not sure whether I'll get an answer from you or not. There are a lot of questions that I don't have any answer, but you could have. But if you don't show some enthusiasm, participation, you're submitting your homeworks, that's very good and fantastic. But please let's make this an effective one. Let's make it fruitful. All of us are busy. All of us have jobs, family lives, kids, a lot of things to take care of. Still, if we are willing, we can do it. Think of a situation you are getting like $1,200 a month from a job or around $10,000 a job. Think of that situation. That's a big boost. And what a peace of mind that. And all this start with learning these select all from our basic things. So you have to take it to that level. So everywhere there is a competition in life, even in the job market. No matter how competent you are, a lot of things. So you have to excel, you have to learn, you have to go beyond. Otherwise, the average candidate never get jobs. You have to prove yourself worthy out of many things. Otherwise, you and me is going to be the scapegoat. That means the interviewer must take at least just 5 candidates. They got a best one, and they are just testing 4 others to complete their formality. Okay, and to be that scapegoat, there are a lot of candidates moving here and there without getting a job. And at certain time, after 2 or 3 months, every recruiter knows that, hey, Mr. John has been in the market for that many time, that many long, and they will not even take care of your candidates. They will not take care. Oh, I know the guy. I tried for him, but no results. If you have anything to share, please share. Anyone, any idea? Please bring that to the table.
So since you show us a lot today, I believe it's a lot of tools and things going on. So what do you expect us to do?
Okay. My primary expectation out of these is you have to understand all these very simple SQL statements and query. Why we're performing, what should be the output. You need to know about every single piece, because you see, you don't need to learn Hadoop as a whole. If you are good at SQL, there are a lot of SQL developer jobs. Okay, lot of hundreds and thousands of SQL developer role alone. Okay, so with this SQL, you can go for SQL developer position. You can go for business analytics position, BI developer, and you can go for Hadoop developer or any kind of developer. Almost all of the business roles use SQL to some extent. Some people use it extensively. Some of the people work a little, but all of should have some knowledge. So if you understand SQL, let me tell you, if you understand SQL, you already know Impala, you already know Hive, you already know a lot of platforms like DB2, MySQL, Oracle, okay, not MongoDB, Phoenix, Spark SQL. So you see, let me show you from here, real life example. If you know SQL, you're good at MySQL, MS SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, Phoenix SQL, Trinto, Shrink, Hive, KSQL, DB, Dust SQL, Spark SQL, and a lot of things. So all are based on these simple things that you see here. Okay, you see here, all these things. Okay. And again, let me show you. So here, these documents. So I want all of you to make it a single stop service. That means if you revise there, that you get everything. Okay. And if you have some questions, you come here and go at the top and ask that. Okay, like you can highlight it. What are the differences between a primary key and a foreign key? Okay, just leave it there. Highlight it red. Okay, or some way so that it becomes visible. Okay, so If you put things like that, I hope if I get some chance, I'll try to get the best answer here. So why can't we go there? Can we go there? Can I do in that collaboratively?
Yes, we can.
Yes or no? Bhai?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
do that.
Yes, bhai. So just do your part. Okay. So in the last session, we shared some of the homeworks. Okay. So please go for that. And you work on these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shahid bhai. 12 bhai, you work on these things. Okay. And put your notes here. Okay. It won't hurt you. It will cost at most 2 hours. Okay, or even less than 2 hours. Okay, you put things here. Here, this part today I included here. Okay, from here. So try to follow the pattern. If you have any questions that I don't understand that part, okay, foreign key person order, why? Highlight it red. Okay, or comment things like that. Then that can come to my attention. Okay, or all of us attention. So please help each other. So I want to complete Hive really quickly. Okay, so Hive day 1. Today is 11/19. Is it 11/18? Okay, 18. 2021, first day. Yeah. So here, after finishing Hive, okay, I'll go for scoop, okay. Then I'll directly start working on Python. Okay, Python or PySpark. Okay, from day 1. Get ready for that, everyone. Okay. And if you are good at PySpark, there are a lot of PySpark positions. So, dice.com. PySpark. Not only our thing. Let's see. Python developer is PySpark. PySpark. PySpark, 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 PySpark. Okay, there are hundreds of jobs with PySpark, you see? So there are 21 jobs in and around Irving, Texas. Okay, and only if you know in depth in SQL, so you see. Okay, software engineer with SQL, junior SQL developer. Python SQL database administrator. Okay, optimization analyst SQL developer, SQL database administrator. Okay, SQL Unix, SQL Cloud, SQL, everywhere SQL, and there are thousands of jobs. You see how many jobs? Okay, it says around 6,000. So at least there must be 3,000 jobs, open jobs available right now. You are good at SQL only. If you have very strong grasp on SQL, from running basic queries all the way to the performance tuning, server troubleshooting, database management, disaster recovery, so you can get a job. And definitely they pay very good amount. Okay. I think.
If you don't mind asking me a question, I know it's a kind of stupid question.
No. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, how do I know that I know enough SQL so I can go to the market, or maybe I can try? Like, how much do I have to know? I mean, I know it's a kind of stupid question, but still, like, how do I know that I know enough SQL so I can apply for this position?
Well, so that's a very good question, not any silly question or any stupid question. Well, so the level of proficiency in a tool depends on what are the jobs you are looking for. Okay, for example, SQL can be used in different ways. For SQL, there are SQL database administrators, there are SQL developers. Okay, even the quality assurance testers, they use SQL, okay, to validate what is happening. So if you look into the job descriptions, definitely there will be some idea about how much you need to understand. Okay, just look this as a case. You have to understand T-SQLs, SQL scripting, ETLs, and SSIS. You need to develop or deploy SQL Server. Okay. For example, if you have brought a computer from Best Buy today, and it has only Windows installed on it, or you are getting some hardware from Micro Center, you're getting motherboard, RAM, processor, cooling fan, casing, everything, but it doesn't have any operating system on it. So now you need to know how to install a Linux server or a RHEL means Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Once you install that, now you need to set up the SQL Server on that. Okay, and once you set up a SQL Server, now you have to design the way how many users are going to be there. Okay, so how many database should be there? Okay, who will have access? If there are 5 users, you have to restrict one's rights and privileges for others. So like that. So here you will get some idea, performance tuning. Okay, now go there, copy this. Okay, copy and go here. Interview questions. Okay, SQL performance tuning. Okay, now you go there. 25 SQL performance interview questions. Go there. Okay, print these things. Okay, print this thing. What is SQL query optimization? Go down. Difference between performance and bottlenecks. So now, what are the difference or steps between involved in improving the performance? SQL. Okay, discover, review, propose, validate, publish. Okay, what is explained plan? Okay, what are the steps? So try to follow these things. Okay, tuning and reactive tuning, rule-based optimizers, cost-based optimizers. Okay, so there are a lot of resources. So as we make progress, try to get the basics. I hope if my time permits, I'll go over. I'll give a quick overview, and at the time, I'll just try to discuss some of the interview questions that I understand. My understanding is very limited, so I want to learn while we discuss together. I want to learn from you. I want to learn from you. I want to learn from you. I want to learn from everyone. You know, whatever I know, my knowledge is limited. I want to share that to you without any condition. So you understand that process, right?
Yes. Yes.
No? Any question? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, no question.
No questions.
Okay, so things like that. Okay, now go for another position like sorry, not this one. Okay, or this one even. Okay, so here, how can I perform some searches? Okay, yes. So I can go and search like PySpark interview questions. PySpark interview questions. Okay, I go there and check top 30 interview questions coming from Dataflare. Okay, and Dataflare is a very, very common platform. So you need to understand these for sure, and you have to go beyond. Okay, so you please cover PySpark from Dataflare training, then go for upgrade.com. You see and simple learn. You see a lot of things are coming in common. So please try to understand and remember the common things, then try to go for beyond, because everyone has access to Dataflare and everyone try to memorize these answers and questions. So if you cannot move out the crowd, or if you cannot go beyond, learn advanced things, so you'll be lagging behind, you'll be left behind. So please, that is the thing we can achieve, but not at the very beginning. We need to spend some time, we need to learn and discuss, okay, thereby you can move forward. Well, and make sure that you have access to both of these documents. Okay, I'm sharing the links. Please make sure that you have got these two. Okay, first one and the second one. So I'll be creating some other documents. So all of you should have access to this. Okay, you got it, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think our time is up for today. Any questions before we leave?
So you want us to continue look at the Hive now, or you want to move
Yes,
to the
I want to continue Hive. I want to show you some intermediate level of things. Then we can go for Scoop. Okay. Hive, Scoop, and then right now I'll be starting PySpark from day first. Okay, so I'll try to show you how to pump your car wheels, okay, or how to open the door, how to honk your car, or things. That means practical things. We'll be covering theoretical things later. Okay, you don't need to understand the mechanism, how the electricity passes to make sound or something. So we'll start from very practical things, then we can go for the theoretical details. So ready? Are we ready for that? I hope you are. So bhai, good here?
Inshallah.
Okay, and for Hive, you can go for Java T point Hive. So this is the website you can check. Okay, here let me share the link. So what you will have every commands. Okay, every single command. You see Hive command, drop, table. So please practice from here. Okay, so here this is the document I'm going to share with you. Please follow this link. Okay. Well, with that being said, let's say goodbye, good night. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Assalamu
Okay.
alaikum.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay, inshallah, on Saturday.
Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.